How can we ensure that alignment still is part of continuous learning?
One thing I think you could do, I'm sure that there are problems, like all ideas, there are going to be problems with it. But one thing that I kind of like is you work really, really hard on creating some sort of aligned ethical module, like a system that you believe as best you can. You've RLHF'd the heck out of it and you've done whatever you can. And you've got a thing that you really believe is like a good set of ethics. And then this thing is coupled with your open-ended learning algorithm that's going to go learn interesting new things forever and make scientific discoveries. And
Mhm.
it's possible that the scientist AI, the AI scientist you're challenging, hey, go learn interesting new things forever, that it is being optimized according to some reward functions like can you affect new change in the world? Can you make better predictions about the world? These some sort of measures that are quantifiable, grounded in reality, and as it's optimizing toward them, it might end up making a mistake and being like, oh, one way that I can make a really good prediction is if I invented some horrible new technology or something. And
Right.
while it's going, it's, good hearting, it's reward models, and it's doing stuff, and it maybe is getting dangerous. This ethical thing is not asked to optimize against those reward functions. Its only job is to basically shut this system down and tell it what it can't do. And so it's not going to become like caught up in the desire for world domination or maximal predictions or whatever might cause some weird paperclip like pathology. It
Mhm.
hopefully has a pretty good sense of like that seems dangerous. And it just tells this system you're not allowed to go do research in that direction. And this system's like, but I would really, really make better predictions if you let me do that. And this thing's like, too bad. And it just ultimately this thing has kind of the kill switch on driving the system. I don't know if that would work, but it's that's one thing. Another thing is this system can be given a lot of like constitutional like AI and RLHF itself to like have a sense of ethics. But
Mhm.
ultimately, because you're probably optimizing it in some other reward functions, it can ditch those ethical constraints and taxes in the service of those reward functions. So you probably want something that's not being optimized in ultimately in charge. And then, of
Mhm.
course, I also think you want human supervening. So whatever you do should be crazy sandboxed as much as possible. Although I want to flag that there's innumerable science fiction stories about things getting out of sandboxes where you thought they were bulletproof, and in fact, they convince a human to do something, and then boom, the whole game's up. This is super dangerous. It's super important. I've written articles with Joshua and Jeff Hinton and a bunch of other people on how this has to be one of the top priorities in the world. And so we need to go do that.